It is a Sunday evening. Welcome to Tales from the Lost Emporium. We're back to D&D. Oh, it's been such a long time. How is everybody?
I've forgotten what D&D stands for. It's been that long, but
Dark and dingy.
yeah.
Death and despair. Yeah, we'll pick it up. We're going to ease in. For a variety of very legitimate and awesome reasons, we gave ourselves some time off. Actually, what happened was we were like, "Are we doing it tonight?" And it's like, "Yeah," and then be like, "Oh no, I've got this going on." It was all good. So we're going to ease back in.
We're so good in the winter. We're so good in the winter. Unless those nights draw in, and I just feel myself shrouded in that aura of.
We're like the opposite of most nerds. We go out when it's actually sunny. We don't just hide away and play D&D.
Yeah. This is true. Stuff happens. So we should thank our three awesome sponsors before we go any further, because it's been so long I've forgotten. We have Lost Souls Pizza.
/ True Romance Pizza.
Sending them loads of love. The rascal himself, Monkey's Emporium.
Not be impersonated.
Not to be impersonated.
Brilliant. That's it. Yes. Check out Monkey's Facebook page. Check him for toys and stuff. Anyway.
If it doesn't have his face, you don't want it.
And finally, Shake Glass Games. Support your own friendly local gaming stores. It's all good. So, we're doing D&D. We could perhaps meet people. It's been a long time since I've seen any of you. So let's go and see who's first. Oh, it's me. Oh, hello. I'm so good at this. It's so polished. Oh, come on.
It's been that long.
Come on. It's the. Oh, can anybody else click? Right, hang on.
What do you want?
It's that. There we go. Yeah. I've got it now. I've got it. Panic over. Hey, Sherry. How you doing?
Hi. I'm warm. I am playing Theodora, who is a Spearing Eladrin life cleric. I can't remember. It's been so long. She's pregnant last time I remembered with some demon baby. Yeah. She's pregnant with some demon baby, which is the last thing. And you guys went off.
Yeah.
You guys.
What happens when you kiss fans of Flash Art?
Apparently. And you guys went off to free someone from prison, and you came back by getting Jeremiah locked up in prison. So I think you guys have done. That's the last thing I remember of just Petora. And I think Petora went to get more ice cream. I don't know. She did something with Jalaxel. I don't know what she did. She did something with Jalaxel. I don't know. My boss called, and they made up a story. So.
Yeah, you went off to Jalaxel because the front of the tavern had been blown out by people. I mean, I don't know who would do a thing like that to your very own tavern. I mean, God, what sort of an amateur would do? Oh, hey, Dan.
When someone says fireball, man just fires a fireball. That doesn't. It's happened a couple of times now. I should be playing Lord Flashheart, legend, scholar, author, best-selling author. A man so virile, he managed to impregnate Theodora by pure osmosis through someone that he sorted me. But wants nothing to do with it, because that sort of baggage, you can't tie this stallion down, baby.
Amazing.
We'll see how that goes. This week, my plan is to try and not set something on fire.
Okay, we'll see how that goes. Brilliant. The last one with us this week, it's Monkey. Hey, Jolly, how you doing?
Oh, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm still waiting for the local Baldur's Gate Planning Commission. I think it's in a few weeks' time. I'm going to go to the meeting. I'm going to petition an extension on the pub. I'd also like a teleportation circle around the pub, but I don't know whether they'll grant us permission for that. So I might have to do some dealings with somebody.
I've got some plans for that.
The Bardis.
The Bardis.
I keep telling you.
Oh, we did say TARDIS works because it's a tavern.
TARDIS tavern. have an relative I mentioned in time.
Oh shit, we got a meeting as well with the crazy beholder.
We have.
Yeah.
I can't. It's been so long. I'm trying to remember what the fuck we did.
The
There
last
was
thing I remember,
loads.
we tortured and beat up some children.
that was 6 months ago.
That was a while back, right?
It was a
Right.
bag. It was
Yeah.
a bag.
Remember, you then followed someone to a park, and some people in the party, right? They had an ice cream while other people were getting beaten up by an all-powerful wizard.
I remember that. That I'm never going to forget that.
We play some good D&D. We do. We play good D&D. I'm telling you.
We really do.
Remember that time in that campaign we did all them years ago where you had an ice cream? God. Good times.
Well, you were hiding behind a tree, I think. And Jeremiah
The most mystical thing we always do is we seem to manage to get a long rest. I can't remember the last time I did that in real life.
Yeah.
Pure fantasy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You wake up feeling rested. Nah, that's bullshit, man. That's bullshit.
I'm going to add to that pile any kind of inspiration that went in my teens.
Yeah.
Have a point of inspiration for that.
Any form of dexterity, no chance. I'm distracted.
Yeah. We should make a real life role.
Wow, you people are jaded, don't like. Bloody hell, man!
I'm gonna make a real life D&D like roll card that's like arthritis.
Oh, God.
Your knee hurts -10. You know what I mean? You got up funny. Take a long rest.
Yeah.
It's the twisting to look at something
It's
and
just-
your back goes, oh no.
It's just roll for memory. Do you remember why you walked into this room?
Do you remember what you just rolled? Roll to find out.
Yeah.
You may remember the last session when just before Jeremiah got arrested, you I think Felix and Flashart were giant elk or moose. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I was a giant, man. I was
Moose.
riding. No, I was
Giant
riding
moose.
one, wasn't I?
Yeah, what? Sorry.
No, you turned into one, didn't you?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause something tried to hunt you.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember.
Griffin.
Yeah, that played out. We got out. I threw a fireball into the station. We turned into moose and ran away.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flawless execution it was.
And the person we got out of there got recaptured, and along with Jeremiah. Yes. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Which you
was
tried
all
to
coming
then
back.
play off. That was part of the plan, was to infiltrate the prison by getting an inside guy.
Well, it was also 100% successful mission. Our plan, our task was to take the prisoner from inside to outside, which we did. He just went back inside again afterwards.
Well, Victoria lost 10 gold, is what I also remember, because she made a
Yes.
deal with Jackson.
Yeah.
She made a bet.
And the guy you were trying to break out was one of Jarlaxle's mates as well.
You know?
Mm.
Well, maybe he should
That's
consider helping
why.
next time.
Why don't we just get him to do it then? I
Yeah.
don't know. Why don't we just ring Giles Axel up and be like, we want to win at D&D?
We want to win.
That'd be a really
D&D.
boring story.
I don't know if Joel Axel's a DM, it's not.
And because he's worse than Flashart as well. Let's be
By the way, Victoria's pregnant. Sorry.
So yeah, let's do it as so. Fatora Jarlaxle are at the Screeching Pumpkin in its somewhat dishevelled and semi-derelict state, and two sheepish-looking members of the crew turn up in Flashart and Felix, and let's see what story they've got to tell of what went down.
Well, Jeremiah went totally off-piste. You know, all I'm going to say is, Fatora, you know how he can be. Do I need to say anything else? You know how he can be. Yeah, he went pure Batmonk, went to the roof. No one asked him to go to the roof. He just did. And myself and Felix had to evacuate in a very heroic and timely fashion. So if you could just speak to Giles Axel to bust them both out, that'd be great.
The whole reason Joel Axel sent you in because he couldn't bust them out. Like something to do with keeping a pretense of he's a good person in the city.
Fatora's getting baby brain already. She's not remembering things. This is just.
But now he won't be. It's all right if he breaks Jeremiah out, and the other guy happens to escape at the same time. It's all right then, isn't it?
There we go.
That's the cutting plan.
Again, why did you go without me?
You refused to
We're
go.
off shagging.
They were two very different responses.
I think it was more. They were just shocked to see that you were so massively pregnant.
Probably that too, in my condition. Because I woke up like 5 months pregnant or something, didn't I?
Oh yeah.
We felt like in your condition, you would have given the game away straight away. So what we did instead was throw a giant fireball into the middle of the building.
You
Can I
threw
go
a
find a
what?
sundial and see if she's due?
She's
Few days.
yeah, she's more than halfway through her pregnancy in one day.
And is she like? Is it a girl? Is it a boy? Is she like wide or is she like pear shaped?
Probably a boy.
I'm not sure any of that is medical, but go on.
No, it's fine. Logic.
She's pear shaped.
It's got to be a girl.
It's going to go back to whoever the fuck it
You
belongs
can't
to.
stuff it back in.
No, just whoever the fuck it belongs to. I didn't make this deal.
I would draw your attention to what you know of the contract that was signed, which said you're responsible for the outcome.
Yeah.
You agreed full responsibility for the
I didn't
outcome.
agree to jack shit. I wasn't shown nothing.
Stop swearing.
I agreed.
Be swearing with a baby in her belly. You'll come out swearing.
I gotta say, Fator, how many times have I got to tell you to be careful with deals? Just be careful with deals. It's like you learn nothing from Flashheart and his expertise deal making.
Yeah, check whose name is on whose signature is on the bottom of the contract.
That was the thing. I didn't sign no fucking deal. You did. So that means you're responsible.
I signed for a fan who asked for my signature. There was no dealing.
So it's got your signature, not mine, which means that Flashheart, you become responsible once it's out of me.
It's not my real signature. I don't sign with my real. That'd be insane. That'd be like putting your actual signature down off your bank card. It's just a big FH with a flourish.
But wouldn't you want a mini Flashheart that you can teach to grow up to be just like you?
No, I'm scared he's going to be born with a stronger moustache, and I'm
Flashheart was born full sized. He was never mini.
comes out
Right.
full sized.
So we need to go get Jeremiah back.
Yes.
Just split. I heard you just split for now.
As a full size flash heart. Huzzah!
Every 10 years you kind of split.
Right, I'm gonna buy you
The way bacteria does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy Felix a picture book of how babies are born.
The pictures will be his sister, by the way. I'm just saying. The illustration.
I can do a stalk. I can turn us into stalks.
Right, so we need to go get Jeremiah back, and at the same time we need to get his guy, because we were going in to speak to him for something anyway, because somebody had information. The guy had information that we wanted.
Yeah, well.
Did he, or did John Axel ask us to get him out, and then he would help us if we got this guy?
No, he said to get him out because he was the brother of somebody. Like that guy that he wants out is the one who has the information for something we wanted.
Okay.
He's got the link to his twin brother who works for Xanathar. He's
That's what it
Jarl
was.
Axel's man on the inside.
So we need to get him back. We need to get him out anyway. How likely is it that you two are going to be recognised if we go back?
Well, as long as we don't return as Moose, we should be all right.
I mean, they did walk into reception and try and bluff their way in and then sneak in.
And then walk back out again. Innocent civilians. Nothing happened. It was fine.
Okay, here's what I think we should do.
Is this going to involve turning us into storks?
Well, before you do that, Fatora has called for the insurance man to turn up as well to try and find out how much insurance we have in the pub.
Some people will be turning up soon, don't you worry.
So, what about the old how's your mother who runs the city? Can't I ring her up and say, "Oh, do us a favour, set him free"?
Well, you mean your bitch?
L'Oreal Silverhand.
Well, yeah, can't I ask her?
You can. I don't know why you didn't the first time.
What's her name now? L'Oreal.
Silverhand.
No.
Yes, Silverhand.
Silverhand. What am I going to say?
You can make perception checks for me.
Okay.
Yo, how's it doing, SH? Sorry, I haven't spoken to the last week.
Perception.
17.
Nat 20, so 28.
Ooh, brilliant.
She sees everything.
And you get nat 20s now.
Yeah. Because sees her due date.
You see a human bloke that you've never noticed before, and he's walking alongside a somewhat flustered-looking, stout-heart halfling, and they're coming. You can see out the big gaping hole and burned timbers of the tavern, and they're coming towards the street, and the humans clearly bending the ear of this rather flustered looking halfling. He keeps pointing to the tavern, and they're getting closer. They're you can see them coming down the street. They're clearly heading towards the Screeching Pumpkin.
That's the exact noise Fatora makes.
Bleh.
And then and then just looks at them two and goes, "Is this are these related to you guys, or is this to do with something you got people turning up to our door? Well, a hole. It's not really a door anymore. Wait, no, the door was still standing, wasn't it? The door was fine.
The door's alright. Well, the door's alright.
It's the surrounding wall and frame which is the problem. Door itself is,
yeah. So someone's got to turn up
we
now.
We started clearing up. We started doing the wreckage. We're waiting for the insurance money now. It's going to get an extension. We'll be able to do Airbnb. It's going to be great.
Airbnb
and D&D. Oh, that's brilliant.
we can call it Airy B&B.
Yes.
There's no front wall.
Yeah.
Felix and Fatora can make the history rolls. You might recognise one of the people.
Oh,
I got nat 1. I went from a nat 20 to a nat 1. I'm having one hell of a night tonight.
History. Oh, I'm quite good.
Fatora saw everything and then forgot everything she saw.
Yeah. I told you, roll to remember why you entered the room.
Yeah.
15. Okay, so Felix, you recognise the halfling is someone called Broxley Fairkettle. You recognise he's got mutton chops and big bushy eyebrows, and you know for a fact that he's in charge of the Fellowship of Innkeepers. And when you opened the Screeching Pumpkin, he was the guy that you had to go through to get all the official work done.
He's a guy, when we go to the pub, they're saying he's the official guild dude. So we need to
Oh, is he the insurance man? Is he coming here then to be like, you need this work and this work and this work and this work and this is how much it's going to cost
I
you?
wouldn't be surprised if he comes here and he starts having to go about something because we don't know.
So there's an expectation from the guild, from the Fellowship of Innkeepers, that all taverns and inns are kept to a certain standard and that regulations.
Right, it's not our fucking fault that we had a fucking pub brawl and somebody invited the wizard.
I mean, Folk could not lay more squarely at the feet of the party for the bird.
I was nothing to do with it.
I look at Flash and I say,
someone.
do you want to deal with this gentleman?
Well, I turn around to you guys and I say, listen, as far as anyone is to know, this was just a normal bingo meat raffle night that got out of hand. It's not our fault.
What do you mean it's not? Of course it's not our fault.
Fatora, it was me that smashed it up with a fireball.
You did fucking what now?
What? What, Felix? What happened? I blacked out for a second.
I was starting to resurrect a dead body.
Oh yeah, and we were protecting you.
Yeah.
And I fireballed a bunch of innocent bystanders.
Jesus Christ. Oh no.
But
it happened like that. It did go down like
that's
that.
how it went down. It was an accident.
Flash, go upstairs.
Go
upstairs.
I'm growing as a person.
Go upstairs.
I'm going upstairs.
Go upstairs. Just... Felix, are you able to do your talky talk?
So, you I'll let you keep your previous perception rolls as you then talk, because you then look around, and like we've said, the front of the tavern's sort of blown out, and I believe the door was still there, wasn't it? In the door frame and the door.
Yeah.
But you notice there's 2 doors in the gap now.
Well, this problem might solve itself in a second. Let's just sit back and see what they do. Victoria she goes to get a drink and then looks at herself and goes, I can't even fucking drink right now. So gets a glass of water.
Cool. Let me just bring up something in here.
100% seen if he opens the wrong door.
Let's get that one.
If he gets eaten, does that make us heads of the guild?
I don't think that's how it works, but we can try.
So
I'm pretty
you know
sure
that
it's a pecking order.
and let's see which. Oh, damn it! I need to edit that now. Why did it get 3? Okay. So odds, they get the bad door. Evens, they get the correct door. So they get the good door. Okay. So you see them disappear from the bits of wall, big holes that you can see, and the normal door creaks open, rather rickety now, because it is still there, but it's not in the best of health. And in walks the human first, and it's like, well, Boxley, look at the state of this place. If only you'd let me buy it in the first place instead of agreeing the ridiculous price you did with Volanthamp. You know what he's like. He's just let it go to scum, quite clearly. Could have avoided this. Look how it's affecting the area. Is this what you want Waterdeep to be known as? This isn't going to help with tourism, is it? And Boxley's like, okay. I understand your concerns, but I don't know how long it's been like this. It was certainly fine just the other week when I came by to carry out an inspection. And they come in, and then he sees you there. Goes, yes, are you the owners? Are you of this horrifically designed place? I mean, look, what do you think it's doing for the city?
I walk over to him. I say, "Excuse me, health and safety, please. Can you come out of the door and follow the strict one-way system and come in the other one?"
He's like, well, we will not be leaving until Boxley's made his full inspection of this place and condemned this horrible place.
Well, we've got insurance people coming out. Like, it's only happened within the last...
Who is he? Who is this guy? Because I'm short-tempered today. Who's this guy?
Can you not convince him? You know how pubs start to serving like chips on bits of driftwood and drinking out of like old.
You want us to convince this is a hipster place?
This is the next step in bohemian cuisine. Eat off the floor, the junk.
It's nouveau trash.
There you
I
go.
grab him by the hand and I stick a knife in the back of his hand and say, "Fuck."
Okay.
I'm sitting at the top of the stairs like a naughty boy, thinking, "Have some of that, Fatora." Not me this time. You're gonna stab him.
I'm gonna grab his hand I got hold of the
Yeah.
table. I'm gonna stick a knife in the back of it and stick it to the table.
Go for it.
Is that attack?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's going to be really easy to hit him.
Oh, I hope so. I'm not very good. Is that with a dagger? Okay, let's do it with a dagger.
Yeah, do it with a dagger. You get your knife out.
20.
Easy to hit him. He's
Never
like, this is the
touch
last time you'll mess with Paddy Shovel Hands.
Cool. You pin his hand to the table. He's let such a what are you doing, you crazy little fucker? And he's like, Broxley, do you see this is how they treat people? Like you need,
No.
need to revoke their innkeeping license. I'm
This
I
not
want
is
to
how
wiggle
he-
it. I want to wiggle it.
fellowship.
I want to wiggle it. The more
He screams out more.
the more he screams, I'm like, for 1 second, left foot or a sword. Because
Yeah.
I'll leave you in a minute, but for a minute, I'm really fucked off with you because you've come in here and just.
Foxy is there and he's like, Mr. Smallbottom, could you let him go, please?
No. What do you want? Why is he in my pub?
So
Get out of my pub.
I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna come down the stairs, and I'm gonna say. So is Broxley? Is he's in charge of the pubs in the area, sort of thing?
Yeah, of the whole city of all.
I'll say. I say this is your fault. All of this is your fault. We have been infested by mimics, and my friend here is just testing to make sure that this is not a mimic. And as the authority over all pubs, it's your responsibility to all this mess, and it's your fault.
I like the story. You're going to have to make a deception roll.
Can I make a stealth roll instead? Deception's fine, guys. Oh, it's not fine.
Can I
You have inspiration.
Can you roll with advantage because I've got a knife stuck in the guy's hand?
But he does have he does have an inspiration.
I'm using inspiration because although I got 11, that wasn't that one. So I'm using my inspiration, and I'm going again with me deception, and I got a natural 20, so 30.
Hey!
That's as deceiving as I could possibly be.
And Box is like, well, I mean, yeah, there's lots of mimics, and that's all part and parcel of doing business in Waterdeep, as you'll see in the.
And what are you doing about it?
In the fellowship guidelines, you agree to run a tavern, and you agree to keep it to a certain standard, and you agree to keep the mimic infestation, which the whole city deals with, under control.
And we are, and this is how this has happened because we had to deal with mimics, and we'll get it back to the standards that it should be. But you've got to give us more than 24 hours. We've got the door back up.
I mean, from what I can see, it doesn't appear to be there's any remedial work to try and address the issue, and at least make it look. There's not even a closed for business sign. So as far as
it's al fresco. It's al fresco.
city dwellers are concerned, this is an open for business tavern, which clearly exceeds the fellowship guidelines. If you are closed for work, there must be clear signage to say. And have you approached any of the other guilds to be doing the work for you?
We're waiting for the insurance man to come around, but we do actually have very clear signage that is close to business. We actually have its own alarm system within a 50-foot radius that tells people when they come close by that we are closed.
Screech is busy going, hey, come to the tavern, we got all the bears, we are
Screech!
fresco now.
We're teaching him the new lines. He's still learning on the old ones because, again, it's been 24 hours. We're trying to teach him the new lines.
Don't be cooped up inside. Come to our inside. It's like being outside. Yeah.
I mean, that's him. That's just his doing.
Right, I look this son of a bitch I'm looking at, right? I've wiggled this thing. I say, right, let's start again with you, matey bollocks. I pull the thing out and I touch him and I heal him for... Well, let me see what that... Yeah, I reckon I've healed him until it looks all right.
Cool. Yeah. He's looking at it, going, "Yes, well, okay. I shan't lodge a formal complaint because you're clearly in breach of the laws of Waterdeep. There, the code legal. I won't be pressing charges, little man."
Did you just call him little man? That, my friend, is sizist. We don't tolerate that in this pub. You got to leave. You got to leave. I'm sorry you had to hear that, Felix.
I don't like this guy. So what does right? We'll be in touch with you, dude, when we're ready to build. We'll start building. We'll do it all through you, Fator, do the accounts. Everybody will be paid. I'm cool with that. I don't understand why this guy's here. Is he just complaining? Because if he's just complaining, that's fine. But can he do it in our al fresco section outside?
And Boxy is, well, as a concerned tavern owner himself, you know, he keeps tabs on everywhere. It is his right. You can lodge formal complaint with the Fellowship of Innkeepers if another tavern is not keeping up to the appropriate standards.
Within 24 hours, so this has happened. Like, he hasn't even given us enough time to bloody be able to put an out of order sign on our door.
Guys, on a side.
I mean,
on a
it
side-
doesn't take 24 hours.
It would if we have to go to the
sign.
right guild to be able to make sure we have the right wood, and make sure we have the right paint, and make sure that we actually have the right to make sure that we're not breaking any laws, put the out of order sign on in the first place, and to inform you that we were closed. It's a Sunday. You were closed yesterday. Nobody fucking works on a Sunday.
On a side note, guys, after we've sorted this, we are going to this dude's tavern. I'm going to fireball it, and we're going to put in an official complaint.
100%.
And then, the other guy is like, well, and your social media is quite clear about the fact that you are open and trading for business. Screech is like, yeah, we don't close. That's our motto. We don't close. Closing is for losers. You don't find any losers here, but plenty of fresh air.
Look, Screech just tries to make the best out of a bad situation. Bless him. He doesn't get out much. The last time he went out, he went to hell.
Strapped to the front of an alley.
Hey man,
We'll get it. Look, we will get a. Ignore him. We will get a close sign on the door. If it doesn't fall over, we're literally just waiting on Mr. Lizard to turn up, to do his business and tell us who we need to go to and how much it's going to cost and blah, 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 blah.
The Screeching Pumpkin is never closed.
Screech. Faitoa walks outside, picks up a stone and just yeets it at Screech.
I can't help myself. I just let off some fireworks. Just like, I can't help myself. I just can't
Yes.
help it.
Did you see that indoor fireworks? I presume you have a permit for those.
We're not indoors. We haven't got a front wall.
There is a ceiling. That's a major fire hazard there. I mean, they're just very lax.
So when you go outside and you have an umbrella above you on your outside tables, and then people have fire pits, but they're still out indoors because there's an umbrella, meaning there's a ceiling.
No. I don't think
Then what's the difference? You can leave. You can go now. We're not talking to you anymore. Get out.
Can we bar this guy?
Yeah. You're barred. Get out.
Let me just see. He's got evens again, so he goes out through the right door.
Oh, shit. I was going to try and get there first and open the door for him. Bollocks. Go on.
Okay, he's gone now, so now we can actually have a civilized conversation.
He's gone, so Broxley's still there with his little checklist.
Right, can we have some drinks over? Can we get this? Do you want anything to eat, dude? Do you want anything that, like...
We're not open. This is just mates.
Flasher, yeah, hold on. Flasher, can you go into Jeremiah's room and you know how he's got like all of that ribbon everywhere? Can we get some of like the orange ribbon and like or red ribbon and put it around the pub?
I feel like this is setting me up because you know how Jeremiah is about people going into his room. and
He's in jail. We can blame it on somebody else. We'll blame it on that guy. We'll blame it on that guy.
Perfect. I'll see what else I can find while I'm up there.
Okay.
Cool. Well, let's just cut to that quickly. So, Flasher, you tentatively go into Jeremiah's room.
No,
Can you
don't. I kicked the door down with gusto. Boof.
Can you make a wisdom save for me, please?
Wisdom save.
Yeah.
Jeremiah booby trapped his room.
13.
13. Okay, you're okay.
Legs blown off.
but what greets you is like you're a little taken aback because no one's been in Jeremiah's room other than Jeremiah, and he's been busy. So there's lots of drawings, and there's like an entire wall devoted to semi-erotic portraits of flash art with various different animals, and with Jeremiah in some of the pictures too.
Okay.
And
Well,
you might quite like it. But,
jokes on you, Gary, because my natural reaction is nice. I take a mental photograph of that, and then I go into his.
You seal one of the drawings.
Yeah. Take a quick etching of the drawing. That's D&D photocopy.
Yeah.
I open up his big trunk where he keeps all his materials and whatnot, and find his brightest, most luminescent tape. I also try on a couple of his capes and prance around, and then put them back because he'll kick me if I do that. So so I grab like a big ball of bright orange tape and bring it down because I assume we're going to tape off the front like a crime scene.
Yeah.
Cool. So Boxley is like, yeah, I'll happily have whatever food's in the pot. Yeah. I'm never one to turn down a second breakfast.
I like that. Can we have some some cheese and some pie, and then we'd also like some of that scrumptious apple strudel because I like that.
That comes out. You look around and you notice the second door has gone, but you've got an extra dartboard.
Shall we ask the Kenkus to just investigate?
Yeah.
Well, who's the one that keeps like nailing them?
Huey is the.
Yeah, I bet you Huey's great at that. Victor just gives one dart to Huey.
And he's like, and then he doesn't even look at the dartboard. He gets a bullseye, and then the protoplasm starts to drift down. A lot of it is still pinned there, though. You see it sort of glooping down the wall. It doesn't just all dissolve like it normally would.
We'll put a frame around that.
We say,
yeah.
Say to the guy, you see how this can happen, how this can escalate.
And then Huey goes in Durnan's voice, "Fucking mimics." Cool. But yeah, Boxley's happily sitting there, tucking in, going, and look, a formal complaint has been lodged, and it is my duty as the head of the Fellowship of Innkeepers to follow up on all such formal complaints. So
then you need to put a minimum delay time of if it isn't solved within like 3 days, then you can put a complaint in. Not next day. Like, what have happened if this had happened when we were in hell? We couldn't have done jack shit about it.
You were in hell?
Yeah,
Did it look anything like this?
Worse.
Flashheart runs downstairs, jumps in, smashes, and says, "You haven't read my book."
No, I don't get much time for reading, other than legal documents all the time.
Not only, my friend, were we in hell, but you're talking to the saviors of the current world as we know it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He doesn't seem very impressed.
So I put his meal back in front of him. There we go. I thought. Sorry, guys. I thought that'd have more weight. Didn't work. There.
It's like, I agree in that he has got a point though. You were still technically open for business and should have been letting any passers-by know that you were definitely closed for business.
If they opened the door, then we were telling them, like, if you couldn't already tell, we were close. We're still yelling at Screech to like stop inviting people, but at the same time, have you had a conversation with him?
That's kind of beyond my remit as the head of the
And
fellowship.
you need to understand that I can't
stay off
always
social media.
I can't always control what leaves that pumpkin's mouth.
It's like, hey, that's what she said.
See this.
And it's like, hey, don't miss our special 2-for-1 cocktail night tonight.
Screech, shut the fuck up.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
He said, that's the whole thing I'm here for. I am here to promote the amazing Screeching Pumpkin. I am the pumpkin.
What I don't understand is, right, if we were somewhere exotic on a beach somewhere, there's a good chance the front of the building would be off anyway. But we're not. We're in Baldur's Gate.
No, we're in Water's Deep.
Water's Deep.
Spiritually, we're in Baldur's Gate, but
yeah. So we want to keep in thing. We'll get all sorted. We're closed now. You were going to eat your food, and you're going to, be happy and whatever. Do you want anything else? Some wine? Bring him some wine. Get drunk. Come on.
Okay.
And then I think we should put the sign outside saying like 2-for-1 on cocktails after 8 o'clock once he's gone. And set up the lights outside and do like the whole, like Friends, when the church is derelict, so he just puts all the candles out.
So rather than make it so our pub is closed, as we're being told to do, you're going to make it even more open than it currently is.
Yeah, I'm going to just go to the door.
I'm going to make it like it's a nice place.
Okay.
Wait, so the renovation, you're running with this. You've looked at this like this absolute disaster, and Felix has looked at it and gone, open seat plan, that's what we need. Get rid of the fucking walls. Don't need them.
Yeah, I need them. Just like nice in the tumble down. Leave some of the bricks in for make it look tumble down.
Supporting structure, yes. Everything else, gone.
The tumbling pumpkin.
So,
I don't like tumbling. I like screeching.
I know you do. Shut up.
How about the fucking silent pumpkin? How does that sound?
we could do a deal. We could do like couple, like we could do really nice like little wine things out there before.
I mean, we could just call it the pumpkin patch. It's just got all the patchwork jobs that we're doing on.
Yeah. Pumpkin.
I mean, Boxer is listening to this and he's like, "Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You'll need to submit all the planning permission, obviously, and people will get their chance to."
So we could just say that this was, you inspected because it was a complaint, and reality was we were trialing a new interior/exterior look, and have decided this is the route we're now taking.
I mean, I understand. If anything, that's worse than the current charge, the complaint that's been brought up, because you have made structural alterations without having them approved in the first place. This is the problem with running taverns in a city, particularly when fire is involved. The people running the city get particularly itchy when things get set on fire. I'm just putting it out there on the table. Showing me hospitality.
This is prime D&D. That's what D&D is all about. Planning submission.
Yep.
It's something of a busman's holiday for me. This.
Yes. Next week you're going to have to fill in all the forms on stream.
But yeah. So basically, we've had a bad situation where there was fireballs involved, and we're like, "Fuck it, we'll get the planning permissions to keep the wall. We'll get the permission to keep the walls down."
May I ask? Was this a magic fireball incident? Have you considered an anti-magic field within the confines of the tavern, just to prevent any further conflagration occurring?
You do realize? I mean, it would make Screech shut up.
I mean, it also
And
wasn't.
you could keep it inside.
It wasn't a magic fireball, just for our information. It was a.
No, I don't know what you mean, Flash Art.
Can I just? What do you do after work? Is there a Mrs. Pub?
Because he's got a sister, right?
I just want to see it. Just interested. So what do you do after work?
Well, yes, there is a Mrs. Fairkettle. We've been happily married for 23 years, and we have lots of little Fairkettles running around as well. Thank you very much.
Okay. And you live in the city? Do you live far from here?
Yes. Long-term resident of Waterdeep. My father was a resident of Waterdeep. His father was a resident of Waterdeep. And his father was also a resident of Waterdeep.
Do you look forward? Do you look
His
forward
father.
to your little ones growing up nice and old and strong? I'm just asking.
Is that right? Yes, Waterdeep is a very safe city to raise children. I can see the lovely lady in your party is expecting one herself. I'm sure she'll be looking forward to raising a child in the confines of.
I'm standing next to Fatora, just like opening a sack. Oh.
And
Has this guy got any arcane leaning? How do I? Is that rude?
I detect magic in it.
Yeah, you can do a detect magic if you like.
What do I do?
It's a spell.
Do I just roll?
So
You can do a
cast
ritual.
spell.
You can just sit. You could be there for the last 10 minutes, just playing your lute, strumming along.
I've been strumming my G string, and now I'm ready to.
Thank you.
Ask.
Cool. So you'll cast it as a ritual, and you'll notice that he does have something magic on his inside breast pocket.
Wow. So I look at the other two, and I say, over this way. I say to him, just eat some more of the ham. We'll come back to you now. We'll just discuss what we're going to do as, give us 2 seconds. I go across and I go, we are going to make a killing tonight.
Literally.
And think about it. He's going to go home to his wife and his kids, right? He ain't going to know nothing until 9 o'clock in the morning when he tacks back in. By which time, we'll have the front sealed up. Done. What happened? What do you mean?
I mean, surely we have it in our power between us to mend the walls.
I can get I can get mending, but it's like only little things. It would be like one brick at a time.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm pretty sure using magic in this.
Can't you
city
ask
is,
the
like,
deity
wrong.
to rebuild our pub or something?
You want me to divine intervention? You want me to divine intervention?
Yeah, I think so. I think that'll be quite fun.
Sure,
it's not
fuck
going
it.
to work. It never
Yay!
works.
Sure,
God's
fuck it.
Sure.
Sure.
Exists, but it never works.
I've got to roll lower than a 10, and I got 25.
Yeah.
Not quite.
No.
So, but you've consulted your deity, right?
Mm.
So do you have to take yourself off to do that? Is it more like a ritual, or
It
is
just
instant?
basically means that where is it? As an action, I can request my deity's aid and roll percentile if my roll is equal to 10 or less. It intervenes. If I successful, I can't use it again for 7 days. Otherwise, I can use it again after a long rest. So I can't use it again this day, but when we long rest, I can use it again. But yeah, it's just
That would have been
I've got
cool.
a really good answer.
So yeah, Fator. I mean, it's up to you if you want to allow it, but Fator is just there like.
I think I might. It's too good an answer to not go. So what are you requesting the aid? Exactly. How are you phrasing it?
She would probably be grabbing a holy symbol, and while making dead eye contact with Felix. It's just like, Miss Shackle, if it is possible to take time out of your busy schedule, we would very much appreciate if you could come down and help restore our pub to its former glory.
Don't ask her to not be pregnant with a demon baby anymore.
I don't think look with the way the fucking deals work. Let's not piss off the second level of hell. I'll deal with that when I think it'll piss them off more if I turn the demon's son into a cleric. That
Fair.
might piss him off more. So
Fair.
either way, I'm gonna get the last laugh with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's what she's gonna ask. Yeah.
Cool. You feel touched by the goddess, and from behind the bar there's a rattling occurring and something moving, and then you get a message as well. Which
God.
is, I guess for everyone else, actually, yeah, make a con save, please.
Everybody.
No, just Fatora.
Oh, great. I'm going to get yelled at. That's what this means. This means Victoria's getting yelled at because she's pregnant. 14.
Okay, you pass out.
Yep.
As far as everyone else is concerned. And then you end up in a...
Hell.
No.
Back in hell.
Welcome to 2021.
In a very pleasant forest glade with a lovely, cool pool. But just behind this thick, the thick tree line, you can see flames rising. And there's let's have it. It's a little frog, and it's sat there next to you, and it's like, hello.
Hello.
It's like, she sent you here then. Oh, hang on, I've got to do something. And he sits there and like his cheeks puff out, and he goes, yeah, I've got the message then. Okay, she says she would love to completely rebuild the tavern, but if you continue on your current path, it's just going to burn down along with all the other buildings anyway when she comes. Not your she. This is a bigger she. Got it. Cool. But she'll help you what she can. Okay, off you go then, and then it gives out this big croak, and you wake up on the floor of the tavern with the others, I presume, showing concern, or they might have just let you fall flat.
I don't know. I feel like John Axel was there, so he probably would have. But anyway, some of them too.
He has instantly rushed over.
I was about to perform the kiss of life, but got batted out of the way by John Axel.
What happened?
Well, is she intervening?
So now, from behind the bar comes an animated dustpan and brush, and it starts clearing up.
So she's gonna help, but I've been given a warning.
But they're all gonna die.
If I continue on my current path, then the city's gonna burn. I don't know what that means. Apparently some woman's gonna turn up. I don't know who. Not her.
Well, your current path involves
who told you
getting married. The current path is getting married.
Who told me this? Technically a talking frog.
Is she pregnant, man? Can we believe it, man? Can I roll insight to see if I believe her?
Yep, definitely.
Because I don't believe in God.
Do I have to roll persuasion? Because technically I'm telling the truth.
No, you don't need to roll persuasion.
Felix, what part of this do you not believe, having seen all of these things with your own eyes when we were in hell?
23.
As far as she's concerned, she's telling God's honest truth. Not a lie has passed her lips. She seems confused.
Very confused.
but honestly,
it's hormonal. That's the thing.
It's also been like, I don't know which path that they're warning me on, because there's a few paths I'm taking that's probably not going to end well, and I don't know which one it's to do.
Didn't you ask? Why didn't you say which path, Rob?
Well, I went to, and then he just ripped it away. Like, he hopped away. I don't know what you want from
Oh,
me.
that's convenient, isn't it?
Well, you ask Mashakal for something and see what happens.
Oh, Misaka, what path do you mean? No. I do exactly like that. I do exactly like that. Like Kevin
Cool.
Perry.
The enchanted dustpan that is full of soot floats over and empties itself on Felix's head. And then starts sweeping up all the rubbish again.
And how is the beardy eyebrow man? Is he surprised that there's magical dustpan and brush?
It doesn't seem to bother him too much now.
I see. Right, if I come back tonight and there's like a wall built and shit, yeah. Well, I think we should definitely be planning for a night under the stars. Maybe we
Possibly.
can. My idea would definitely be there, without a doubt. I tried these flatbreads with tomato and cheese on. Hell no, they were lovely.
Fancy cheese on toast, yeah?
Yeah.
I say to Fatora, very just me to her, so no one else hears. Just whisper in her ear. I say, when you made the deal, did it also include getting rid of all the charred corpses that we've got in the basement?
We have what?
Never mind. No worries. No problem. Mental note. Sort that out.
I just
Let's burn down pub.
I just know that one of the paths I'm going down apparently is not. I don't know which one. But gods never do tell you details.
Not big on details.
Nah, they're really not big on details.
But it's the same as those people say there's things like in the stars that come down to see us. Yeah, they're always full of it, but they never got like evidence, do they? To go like, oh, this is from that star there.
Felix is now questioning the gods.
Yeah.
Is this taking a turn?
It's gonna end well.
He much prefers dealing with demons, clearly.
Really? Yeah.
Well, either way, this baby's gonna be popping soon. So you know, I'll just figure it out as we go, and then it's Flashheart's responsibility because I'm adamant it's Flashheart's responsibility.
No rings on these fingers, baby. Well, apart from my awesome selection of rings.
And then, right, where's Mr. Lizard? He should have been here by now.
I mean, I'm not in charge of Mr. Lizard. Mr. Lizard is way beyond my purview. That's definitely someone else's sphere of influence.
Has he gone fully AI now?
Has Mr. Lizard been called?
Yeah, I called him a while ago to get an insurance quote.
All right, well.
Because he would be in charge, in contact with all of the right guilds. So we just go to Mr. Lizard and outsource.
There's a very polite knock at the door that's hanging on half hinge.
It opens itself probably, or falls over, one of the two.
A Kenku opens it.
A Kenku opens it. Kenny the Kenku opens it. And in walks Mr. Lizard.
Yay!
Mr. Lizard.
Evening, everybody. Mr. Lizard. At your service.
Right. Felix, are you able to deal with Mr. Lizard and help? And maybe between Felix, Mr. Lizard, and Broxley, we can get this sorted.
Mr. Lizard, what do you drink?
Mr. Lizard only drinks once a week. He is a lizard.
Would you like a mouse?
Not right now, thank you very much. Some invisible bacon if you have any.
What's invisible? Very good. enjoy that. Okay, down to business. Mr. Lizard, please can you explain if, how, when, and how much we will get paid out from our recent disaster?
Well, there is a slight problem with the paperwork
Oh.
that was sent over to me. He opens up his briefcase. I requested a copy of the contents insurance, the liability insurance, and property insurance, and I was sent a piece of paper with handwritten. It says, "I owe you 1 cheeseburger, Felix Smallbottom." So I don't know what you've done with the insurance. Have you traded the insurance documents for a cheeseburger?
I don't know. I look at Faitora and go, I don't know. I get drunk. I drink a lot. I can't help it.
Okay.
Fox recognises Mr. Lizard. They've worked together before.
Was he called Foxley?
Broxley.
Broxley. Just Mr. Lizard. Broxley.
Lizard.
Now, if we don't have the paperwork, what does that mean?
Well, it means there'll be an extensive time delay getting copies of the paperwork. You should have the paperwork here somewhere. Never lose the paperwork. The paperwork is everything.
Felix, what did you do with the paperwork?
We can have an al fresco front.
Felix, what did you do with paperwork?
I haven't got a clue. I didn't even know I had paperwork. Let me have a look at that bit of paper. Let me have a look at that bit of paper.
I must warn you both. Mr. Broxley is a very litigious man. It's one of the many things I admire about him.
So if we don't have the paperwork,
Yes.
what then?
Can I have a look at the burger thing?
Yes.
Can I look at it? Is that my writing, Gary?
Yes, it is your writing.
Oh, fuck.
On the plus side, it's not a picture that Jeremiah drew.
Where do you normally keep your paperwork?
I had like a bum bag for a bit.
A bum bag of holding?
I called it my fanny bag of holding. Oh, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. What are we going to do then? Can we just not borrow the equity for the pub and then just have the work done and then when insurance money comes through? I know it's old fashioned.
Well, are you cash rich?
Me? I'm skint. We bought something a couple of weeks ago. I know I am. I'm skint. We bought something wicked.
I think Victoria's got some cash. We still have like the gems as well and stuff.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Are they in the bag of holding that Jeremiah always carries?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Victoria's got just under 25k.
How much?
I've got just under 25k.
25,000 gold.
Everyone, Mr. Lizard has an announcement. He was joking. I have the documents here.
Genius.
I thought you'd enjoy that little joke from Mr. Lizard.
I love Mr. Lizard so much.
Broxley,
Lizard?
you know that I am a rule-following lizard man.
I admire that about you. You may be cold-blooded.
As I do about you.
I may be cold-blooded, but you're a stickler for the rules.
Thank you, Broxley. And in this particular instance, I can tell you that these gentlemen and ladies have all the required documents, and this wall will be built and back to spec, better than spec, within the next 48 hours. And I think you'll find, as per your guild rules, that is an acceptable amount of time for fixing, as long as nothing changes with the fascia, the facade. Facade? I read these words every day. With the front. And I will personally ensure that everything is in order and that you are happy. And my best regards to the wife and 27 children that you have.
That's appreciated, Lizard. I know with someone like you on hand, it'll all go smoothly and to code. But I can't help but being a little concerned that whilst we were here discussing things and I was enjoying the wonderful hospitality of this place, that there was mention of like reworks and remodeling going on, which won't be in the paperwork that is all I'm sure tip
No,
top.
he's talking about
and well up
future
to code.
plans.
Broxley, ignore the small one. He is feeble-minded.
Very well, I'm happy to do that.
Sometimes I call
can
my
see you.
sister Brian.
You see?
Very good. I will disregard this complaint, but you yourself understand the situation I was in. You know, another member of of the fellowship has a right to register issues, and you know things hadn't been addressed. So as long as there is signage up today saying that it's closed until open for business in the quick turnaround you're saying, that is fine.
As we say in the business, Broxley, make the paperwork for you.
And he gets his clipboard and puts a tick and goes, very well, I'm going to have a very good rest of the day. Thank you. I bid you all good day.
The other guy is still barred.
Fair.
He wasn't a bard, he was a tavern owner.
No, he's barred. He's banned. Not allowed.
And off Broxley goes.
I like him. He's all right. Do we know where he lives?
It will be a matter of public record.
Mr. Lizard has records on everyone.
Yes.
Do me a favour, Mr. Lizard. Can you just find out where he lives, please? Thank you.
I can.
Thanks.
I charge by the hour. That will take 5 minutes.
That's fine. That's fine. I give him 5 gold. I just go, there's 5 gold. Just, you know, I don't want to insult you.
I take those 5 gold and look around shiftily, and because obviously it's open air and we've got lights going, a little bug flies in and gets himself a little bug and says, "Good day to you, sir, Mr. Lizard. Away." And out we go.
Oh, I love
Amazing.
Mr. Lizard so much.
Yes. Thank you, Dad.
Right.
And
Yeah.
So how are we
Flashheart appears around the corner, changing clothes. What happened?
Who did I miss?
Put his glasses back on. Just missed him again.
How are we getting Jeremiah back?
Well, if you care to take a peek in his room, you might not want him back.
Sounds like you need one of you to get tattooed with the layout of the prison and get arrested.
I mean, it worked for Wentworth Miller.
For 5 seasons, was it?
For 27 years, yeah. 2 good seasons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Felix is fucked off.
Felix is done. It's over.
That's because he had a dustpan emptied over his head.
Yeah. We need to go. We need to get Jeremiah.
What went wrong with our plan last time? Was it the fact that I shot a fireball into the building?
I wasn't there. I wouldn't know.
That is what caused it to escalate. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah.
It was
Right.
that and Jeremiah molded the stone and broke the guy out, and that set alarms off. And then your response to the alarm. So they were already you'd already kicked the ant's nest, and they were already coming out. But then you fired a fireball into reception.
Didn't he also?
I was envisaging more like shit, like shit in fire in a bag, like on a doorstep. Whereas I wasn't expecting like fireball, fucking blow the building off. Like,
What time is visiting hours?
You would have to go and I guess you're going to have to petition
Get Lizard back.
Would there not be some kind of loophole law if the pregnant wife of an inmate turned up and needed to speak to him urgently?
I mean, you've got to look at the number of casualties and the damage that was done as to whether they're going to.
It's true.
Really be that into, because there's the code legal which says you can't murder people, you can't destroy property, and you absolutely must not set fires within the city. They're all punishable by death.
Oh. Well, on the plus side, it was a very impressive fireball that I set off.
Should we go back to the prison and find out if there's visiting hours?
Yeah, they might recognise myself and Felix is the problem. Unless...
Is it a magic shot? This not going to be that easy. It's going to be ward. Like,
could we just wear...
get a scroll of like dimension door and then flash up the dimension
You can
door.
dimension... Oh, you can't though, because you need to be a different size.
Oh, Fatora. Important information about the building. The minute you try and do any kind of magic or mind tricks, alarms go off and they know what you're doing.
It's warded. Yeah.
Oh, it's just that Jalaxel's like, so that's why you can't do this yourself.
And he's like,
hey, I don't want a broken record, but I don't want to remind him, we did already do this. It would be doing it a second time, which is boring, so he should have a go.
No, like, because he uses glamour and shit, like the people, then they're going to instantly.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I thought he was... Okay, I see what you're saying. Right. So yeah, he couldn't just go pop, pop, and get in.
Nah, he couldn't just go in because the glamour.
I can't remember the name of the place.
I still say, polymorph Griffin, straight up, pull the bars off, they jump onto the Griffin's back, fly away. I still say the best.
We're going to Lord of the Rings it. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem with that is then they're both going to be wanted, meaning the city's going to recognise Jeremiah everywhere, which means he won't ever be able to leave his room. And
in fact, he'll just sit there literally.
Are you saying you want 6 or 7 weeks of Jeremiah on trial, meaning Mr. Lizard, attorney at law?
Jeremiah won't. If you think you can control Jeremiah to not leave his room.
Yeah. Could we? This is just a suggestion, right? Don't hate me for this. Could we find someone we don't like? Maybe that dude that just complained to us, to the guild. Could we magic him so he looks exactly like Jeremiah and do the old switch him out and throw him in prison?
I like that.
Again, we'll anything magical you said gets detected.
But I'm saying we go Felix's plan of Return of the King in it. But beforehand, we get that guy, we knock him out, we turn him into Jeremiah lookalike, and then take him on the back of the massive peregrine falcon, whatever, rip the bars off, get the other two out, bung that guy in, so they think they've got Jeremiah, and they just go, we lost the other guy. Oh well. Only one guy escaped. We don't care about the other guy. If they chase him down later on, no one cares.
I'm gonna go see what time the opening hours are of the prison.
Victoria goes and speaks to them and comes back with both of them. It's like it was just a conversation. You just had to ask.
Yeah, like you two. Look, if that's the plan you want to go with, that's fine. At this point as well, though, like you said, if they're gonna be able to protect things, probably best one person isn't aware. But like, I am just gonna generically see what time visiting hours are.
Okay.
Are you gonna go in with a birthday cake with a fire in it?
While you do that, shall me and Felix go and find the guy that complained? Just as a plan B, we'll call it plan B.
We need to we need to find out how to get. We need to get them out without them having a label on. Like maybe you can look to see if Silverhand can get them a pardon.
Or we could destroy the entire building and fake their death.
Because Jeremiah was part of finding the whole Lord of Waterdeep's hidden stash and stuff. So the fucking city owes him one. Like, see if we can get him a pardon and see if we can extend that onto the next person.
Do you want to do that before or after we've had a prison break?
Yeah, you might as well go for pardons for the whole party, right? Let them all get arrested.
You try it now. See if you see if you can have dinner with Silverhand. Maybe not here because the place
So
is so big.
Jarlaxle was like, I mean, I would point out that Feather Barracks is one of the main barracks for the Griffin Riders, who are the elite cavalry, as well as a city watch outpost. He says, I don't know exactly what happened, but if you've caused deaths amongst the city watch or the Griffin Riders, then you might want to consider leaving the city until it all settles down, which would probably be about 50 years.
So yeah, you might want to get Silverhand now. Because Jeremiah's just going to make it worse for himself inside there. He does not like being cooped up.
I open my little powder puff pack, powder my face, powder my face, powder my face, powder my face, and then I cast like token over distance, whichever one that one is. I got that one.
Send it.
So,
Yeah.
good evening, my lovely lady. I need your assistance. The valiant Jeremiah has got himself in.
Oh,
He's done it on purpose.
Yeah, there's interference on the sending stone. So,
try again.
Jeremiah's in bother. Jeremiah's in bother.
No signal.
You do get a response, and she's like, "Oh, as if I didn't have enough to deal with." Okay, shall I come and see you then?
Oh, see, she was up. See, 3 days ago she was all sweet on me. Now she's all stressed on me. Yeah, right. Okay. Come back now, and she's like, "Oh, my hero." Right. Okay. Do you want it to come here?
Well, why don't you go see her if she's busy?
If you bring her here, I could crack out the tight trousers.
You go see her because she's clearly busy as it is. So you go see her so that she can continue and like doesn't have to stop her work. Helps her feel less stress.
I send her a message. I say, "Look, Jeremiah's in the barracks with the Griffins. He needs out. You don't have to rush. Let him suffer a little bit. A couple of days. Do it right. And then maybe you can get him out. You have been a naughty boy. He was trying, I don't know what he was doing. But yeah, if you could just get him out, that'd be great. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
And if you want to come round for dinner, you can tonight. I think Jarlaxle is cooking.
Sorry, let's look at Jackson. Apparently, you're cooking tonight.
But it's Phaetorus that's got a bun in the oven.
Hey. Let me see. Right, how can I get? I'm gonna have to send it the old-fashioned way.
How can I get out of giving them this pass?
I wish Felix should have. I wish you'd have mentioned that there was explosions and death at the time, but it had nothing to do with Jeremiah. That's why I was.
I'm assuming he'd got nothing to do with any of that. I don't even know what that was.
I heard on the grapevine that was a band of rogue moose. No one knows anything about it.
So the picture is more for Flash Art's benefit, as he won't know what the Rael Silverhand looks like. And I heard he was going to get his tight trousers out, and it may impact how Flash Art plays out when she visits.
It's really pixelized. It's quite pixelized. She's an attractive young lady, though.
Yeah, it's pixelized. Hold on.
Oh, okay. She's very old. She was around when this city was first founded.
She's nearly as old as me.
I mean,
cool.
it has no negative effects on Flash Art at all.
She says, "Fine. You say Jarlaxle's cooking. Very well. I'll pop by this evening, and we'll talk. I've I've got a lot on, but I can spare you 30 minutes.
Don't worry, 30 minutes with a flash heart is like a lifetime.
There you go.
Awesome. Thank you. Hopefully not a crap version of the picture this time. So yeah, she. Do you want to go straight to her visit?
Oh
Can
yeah,
do.
I'll just whiz down it quick.
Cool.
I'm gonna take a Kenko with me. Just one.
Oh,
Alright.
she's coming to us.
Yeah, we're having dinner.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
What we having dinner?
there's a pop, and she appears in the middle of the tavern, immaculately dressed, sparkling as well. She's wearing a lot of bling, and she actually gives you a smile, Felix, and she's like, "It is good." to see
I'm
you."
looking smart. I got a white suit on, a white tunic. I'm looking very smart. Just thinking to myself, this must be the adult immersive life because I'm now worried what we're going to have for dinner.
You do notice she's got bags under her eyes, though. So while she still looks immaculate and she's immaculately presented, there's something wearing on her, and she's clearly under a lot of stress, as it were.
I go up into the small of the back and I say, "Come with me, my darling. We're going to pump a little inspiration into her and a little bit of healing magic. Just
She's that's appreciated, and she taps you like on the back of the neck, and you equally get an inspiration as well back.
Yay!" I thought you were gonna say, and you go down like a ton of bricks.
No, yeah. Not yet.
Is she friendly to us?
Yeah.
Alright.
She's keen on Felix, but he sort of rebuffed her last time and was like, "Look, I'm not interested in a relationship. So there's two all-powerful mages that run Waterdeep. One is Silverhand, and the other one is Vajra Blackstaff.
Okay.
Vajra Blackstaff
Pumpkins.
is Fonkin's significant other.
Okay. So Flashheart's going to walk over and noticing she looks tired, says, "My lady, you seem to be under a lot of stress when you could be under a lot of Flashheart," and leans forward and misses the table and does that thing where he slips and smashes his face on the table. So he's like, "Oh, I'm out. I'm out of this conversation. I've ruined it. It's over."
She reaches into a bag of her own personal bag of holding, which is like a designer bag of holding, and she pulls out a copy of your book and she goes, "Well, while we're here, if you could sign that, it's I like a copy of every book in my library, and this works wonders in the fictional comedy section."
I only heard the first half, and I say to Fatora, holding my blood, I said, "It's not a problem. I'll sign anything. Why not, Fatora? I'll sign anything."
Victoria's just sitting there and it's just like, so fucking done with this.
She puts the book away, and she turns to Felix and she goes, "So, what's happened with Jeremiah?"
Let's eat some food. Let's get some food out. Let's chill a second. Let's all sit around a table, have some food together, and we will get flash art. I'll give a bit of backing music, and we'll flash art regale you of the story of Jeremiah and the three mooses.
Moose?
The three moves.
Are we being kind of honest, or are we just going to make up a massive bullshit story?
We're not going to lie. We just miss things out.
What I'm saying is, are we saying have we pre-established that we're going to say that he went there to break someone out, and we need that person as well?
Oh, we don't know. He's just a lunatic. He just jumps around the place like a juvenile dressed as Batman sometimes. I'm fairly convinced that's enough to get him off.
So this is purely to get Jeremiah off, and then we'll work out how to get the other guy off.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Okay. So, allow me to tell you a tale.
Bardic inspiration. I start playing the lute.
Thanks very much. Now, this is just second-hand accounts because obviously none of us were there. None of us were even close.
I was eating ice cream.
And I too was eating ice cream.
Hey, Tora, what were you doing?
I was with Joel Axel.
None of us saw what was going on. Not even Victoria.
No. But what we've heard from some very reliable sources, and we know this to be true because we know Jeremiah. Is
Jeremiah.
Is he was out and about, walking near the building, and all of a sudden, somebody, some rogue, some absolute rascal fired a fireball, or there was some kind of explosion, some commotion. We all know about this. It's all about town. And the next thing he knew, he saw a human body falling from the top of the building, and he bravely jumped up to catch that body. And they both fell down on the floor, and it would appear there's been a terrible case of mistaken identity, because I don't know who the fellow that Jeremiah was with is, but all he was trying to do was stop that guy getting hurt, and he got snatched up by the guards, and he's now locked away. And yeah, we need to get him back, basically.
Listen, make me a performance roll.
Guidance.
I'm not even going to make you do deception.
Performance.
Yeah.
Please, deception. Make me do deception. 12.
You get add a D4.
Add a D4.
Plus you got inspiration.
D4, sorry. D4.
Inspiration's D10, though.
Is it? Okay, so I'm adding 1, so that's 13, and then a D10. We're getting there. Another 5, so we are 18. On 18.
18. That's pretty
not
decent. I mean, she's.
I'm more like sweating.
The most powerful mage in the city, and she looks over at Felix, and she just raises an eyebrow and she says, "Well, I won't dig too far into that story, and I already know your acquaintance Flashheart spins a good yarn, and always looks to profit from it." She says, "So, Jeremiah's locked up, and from what I know from reports, a number of City Watch are dead. A number of Griffin cavalry are injured. A baby Griffin suffered serious burns because the captain was holding one when the fireball went down." She says, "So there are reparations to be made. I can issue a pardon for Jeremiah for any part of his behavior, along with any accomplices he may or may not have had, to ensure the city does owe you a debt, though we did allow you to keep a considerable sum of coinage as part of the reward and paying off that debt. However, there will need to be some sort of show from you, maybe a donation to the City Watch Veterans Charity and the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Griffins, perhaps."
In my mind, I'm like, I'll donate another fucking fireball. How's that sound?
Maybe we could start a new charity. Could be a club or something, like call it Gryffindor or something.
How about Felix? When we remodel, we can have a night and you enter through the Gryffindor and pay a donation, and then we give that to the.
Then we're going to what we do with Gryffindor. I reckon we should have an aviary built up there so that they can land straight in the pub.
We've got a bird hatch up there already.
Well, let's just extend that then and make it so the Griffins can land.
Because there's a raven that lives up there.
If I had my way, I've heard stories, right, of like cities that are like high up in the air, but it's not a city, it's more like a lounge which you depart from and you go on ships.
And I'll donate a small portion of my next book sales to the Baby Griffin Fund, because if there's one thing that the world knows about Flashheart, it's that It's that youngsters are safe in his hands. So
I thought it was that you fucking loved birds.
I do fucking love birds. little bit of V-Rock PTSD kicking in.
She's like, yes, I can sort all that out for you. I'll arrange for Jeremiah to be released in the morning, along with all the really other important work that I'm doing. That's fine.
What else are you doing? They're not lying when they say you look stressed. What else are you?
Is there anything we could help with?
Yeah.
We're really
Maybe.
helpful.
Relaxing massage, maybe.
Flash out, shut up.
Okay.
Since the dragon staff was taken out of the city, when you opened the vault, that was all fine. We left it in your hands. You had plans for it. However, that means the city is no longer safe from dragon attack. So the number of attacks from dragons has increased dramatically, and because we no longer have the staff there, it falls to people like myself and the black staff to head off these attacks before we lose half the city. There have been black, blue, and red dragons coming within the city boundaries. We've managed to head them off so far, but the number is increasing. So we are finding our resources stretched thin. It seems that they're almost like they're building up to some big attack. That's what's taking up the majority of my time. Now, Felix, dear thing, I know you have another plan in mind as well, and you would like to expand not only the tavern, but how it gets around, and I know you were making inquiries about teleportation and stuff. I can lend you the services of an apprentice of mine. I'll send them over within the next week, and you can finalize the details with them, and we'll see what we can cobble together if that's what you require.
So you got in trouble with dragons?
Yes.
At this point, Victoria's like gotten up and hobbled off into the kitchen to go talk to John Axel.
Oh yeah, he's not coming out the kitchen.
No. Victoria's going to hobble off.
Could we help with the dragon issue?
If you feel up to taking on dragons, we'll take anything that we can at the moment. We're stretched thin.
I bet it was one of those dastardly dragons that firebombed the griffins.
Well, we're not aware of any that have made it within the city walls. We've caught them before they got to the city walls thus far, but the frequency of the attacks is increasing.
How do you know that?
Because I've been one of the
undercover dragons.
Undercover dragons.
Undercover dragons. Well, maybe they could take human form.
They come disguised as moose.
We have wards set up which should alert.
You can polymorph. Even a dragon can a dragon use polymorph?
Yeah, a dragon can use polymorph. It's how dragons get around, and
dragons use proper polymorph as well, not your half-assed version.
So there could be dragons walking amongst us. Maybe.
Victoria's met one.
We might have met one earlier on tonight. A gentleman came in launching some serious complaints and allegations. I think maybe we need to just be on the safe side, is what I'm saying.
Do you remember that guy? Do you remember that guy? I think he's actually banged up with Jeremiah at the moment. There was a maze in it, Finding Dragons.
Did he have a twin?
Yeah.
I do remember that guy. He was. Didn't they call him the Dragon Slayer?
Yeah.
Victoria's not at the table. Victoria's not at the table.
Give me a deception roll.
I'll do this one. I'll do this one.
Well, if Felix is helping, then you can get advantage.
Okay. So I roll twice, yeah? So I got 21 or 23.
Good.
It's not enough.
Must be someone else. It's his twin. It's his twin that they call Dragon Slayer. Sorry, my mistake. Easily confused.
She's like, yeah. Again, she like looks she looks at Felix, and then she looks over at Flashheart, and then she looks at Felix and rolls her eyes as if to say, "You hang around with this loon."
Whereas Flashheart, when you said how many people got killed and maimed during the fireball attack, did look at Fatora and was like, "Not bad, not bad."
Why do I think we're gonna have to go on a side mission to kill a fucking dragon?
It's all right.
Hopefully, it's a fairy dragon. Fairy dragons are small.
I can add you to the list of keen amateur dragon slayers if you wish. We'll call upon you if we have need.
Do we need to join a guild? I'm not joining a guild. I'm already in a guild, and they come around here telling me off.
You should rent. Felix, you should petition to be in charge of the amateur dragon slayer guild.
Oh, is there a? Can I ask a question? Oh, hello, hey Anne. Is there such a thing as an amateur dragon guild?
I mean, there isn't at the moment, but we could look at it as long as you called it the Guild of Amateur Dragon Slayers.
Felix's Guild of Amateur, did you say? Sorry.
The Guild of Amateur Dragon Slayers.
The Felix Guild of, what was that?
It makes a nice acronym if it's the Guild of Amateur Dragon Slayers.
If we did that and we registered it as based at the pub, then I'm pretty sure there's a nice tax write-off there. Because this now becomes like an office, like a headquarters office.
Okay, well, let's do that. We're going to set that up. So I'm going to start. The pub is shut at the minute. I don't know if you're aware of that. That's why.
Mr. Lizard will draw up the contract. Don't worry.
And she's like, "Oh, you have dealings with the lizard, do you? Oh, okay." She's not impressed.
He knows his way around paperwork. That's all we're saying.
He's really useful to have around on hot days because he kind of kills all the flies.
Oh, don't forget, you've still got bodies in the fridge as well.
Mm. I haven't forgotten that was going to be the that was going to be when we get it patched up. We're going to do a barbecue night.
Yeah.
Limbo and a little bit of a rotisserie, whatever that is.
What does the silver hand make of the fact that Fatora is pregnant?
She knows that Fatora is in a relationship and is just assuming, and she knows that you guys went off. She's read between the lines of Flashheart's book, so know you've been down to hell. She's not fazed by it.
She's pregnant with a demon baby, you know it.
And she's like, "Well, I wasn't aware of that. When you say demon baby, what do you mean? A tiefling?"
Oh, like hardcore.
Oh, an actual demon.
Yeah.
God
knows what's going to come out. Oof.
She's free to make her own choices.
Turns out she's not.
Fatora has hobbled into the kitchen.
She put the brave face on your mind.
Good. Okay. Well, thank you for the lovely evening's entertainment, and thank you, Flashheart, for the
What did Jalaxel serve? Sorry, what did Jalaxel serve?
Jalaxel hasn't been out yet. Jalaxel has stayed. I'm assuming the Kenkus brought the food out. Jalaxel hasn't been out. That's why Fatora is going to find him to yell at him, probably.
French onion soup to start.
Lobster more than likely for me or something.
Cheese. Then some kind of veal thing. Something that's
sous vide.
Something
veal
that's a bit greeny, as if it was
marinated in the finest mimic gunk that we could find.
Yeah,
it's a delicacy. It's a delicacy.
With just a tiny drip of black goo as well.
Just enough to make you tingle, but not do any.
Yeah, tingle the tongue. Yeah, feel it on the back of your throat.
Yeah,
like a Szechuan bud or something like that. It's called.
Yes.
Drinking a fortified wild wine called Trojan's blood. Titan's blood. Yes, please.
Titan's blood. Yeah, you've got that. You got bottles of that.
Done. Okay, I'm happy. I've painted a picture in my brain.
Yep. And now she's like, "Well, as always, do take care of yourself. I do delight in seeing you in person. But I'm a busy person these days. But yes, I will arrange all that for you. And Jeremiah will be delivered probably just before midday tomorrow. I'm sure.
Don't rush. It's fine. Don't rush.
Guys, before
you might want to do a cavity search.
Before he comes back, we are going to establish that we're going to make him think that this has cost us a lot of money, right? And he's going to be indebted to us financially.
Well, no disrespect, but he can owe us money, definitely. But the Silver Hand is a busy lady, so I think he probably does need to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, where this community service, I don't know. What do I know?
Well, he's going to have to kill dragons, isn't he?
Yeah.
And with his reputation of high rolling with his special art, it's going to be a real treat for everyone.
It's a red dragon. What? It's immune to fire damage.
Fator is 100% though going into the kitchen and is just like ready to speak to. Just out of curiosity, is Jarl Axel very much engrossed in the cooking right now?
Oh yeah. If you'd asked him, he's like, "Oh, I'm creating. I can't afford distractions."
Everyone's eaten, main starter, main dessert, all been eaten. What are you creating now?
Hang on a minute.
It's for the Kenku staff.
Queenie, what's that program you watch with a French woman in on Netflix? And Ellie in Paris. In Emily in Paris. That's what I'm watching right now. Is that Netflix show that she watches? But the guy cooking in Paris and then falling in love and
I've got more of an image.
Does she waddle in pregnant?
Yeah. I've got more of an image of Jarl Axel being like if you guys seen the film The Menu. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, chef. Just
Gordon Ramsay like
So Victoria is just like this. So who did you give the dragon staff to?
I mean, you were there when I handed it over.
Are you
sure you remember? It was all prior arrangement. It was, I was more the facilitator.
What was his name again? I forgot his name.
It wasn't a him. He was just the gatekeeper. You mean Arkan the Cruel? Yeah. He was just the gatekeeper. It was his boss that I delivered the stuff to. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So is that why you're hiding in here right now? Because
I don't know. I'm busy creating. You wanted only the best food for the Silver Hand, who is one of the most important people in the city. So I thought it was.
And surely then it is a chef's prerogative to make sure that he greets his guests in person and asks.
I don't want her to think that I always chef here. It would be.
I think she knows you don't chef here. She's seen the food we serve on a daily.
Listen, just an air of mystery is better to keep. Stay with her. And she'll think, "Oh, that was really good. I wonder what was going on back there."
You gave up the all-powerful, all-seeing, being able to do anything lifestyle and just became a sous chef, did you? Nice.
It's more fulfilling.
A change is as good as a rest. It's all good.
Yeah.
So
he's given up his traveling of multiple dimensions to make egg, cheese, and chips.
Yeah.
So what's the plan when your boss, when the boss decides to make an appearance here?
Oh, I mean, she's not my boss, but you mean Arkan's boss? It's her turning up in this realm is no mean feat. Do you understand the amount of wealth that has to be gathered by some other party in order to summon her into this realm? She's imprisoned in Avernus, and only a massive hoard of gold and the correct ritual will ever do in order to bring her to this realm.
Is that hoard of gold like what dragons collect?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. But many dragons. It's like, think of the hoard of an ancient dragon, and you need to times that by a factor of about 100.
Don't you need 5 dragon orbs or something as well?
Yeah, well, you could summon her without the orbs as long as the the horde is large enough, the orbs would negate some of the gold
Right.
that would be needed.
And so I'm assuming you're getting out of town before she turns up, though.
Well, I don't know. Could be a long time before she turns up. But, who's to say how soon her little minions will gather enough gold to get her here? I'm sure it won't be within my lifetime anyway. We won't have to worry about that.
Future adventurers' problems.
That's for the expansion pack.
Yes. That's what we call global warming. Yes, it's not for us to worry about.
Uh-huh.
It's end of the world downloadable content.
So
Right?
are you in here because you're scared of the Silver Hand, or?
Well, scared's a big word, isn't it? I mean, it's more. I didn't want to put your group in an awkward position by, having me there. The Silver Hand, she can be a bit funny with my previous activities. Listen, I'm a free spirit.
I'm
She
pretty
likes
sure.
structure.
I'm pretty sure she's already aware that you're involved with the group. She's read Flashheart's book, apparently. So
That's a work of complete fiction.
that's what she said.
Yep. You realise that in the book, everything that was useful and that helped that Giant Axel did, Flashheart took credit for.
No, 100%. Fatora hasn't read the book, but from what the people have told Fatora, she's 100% aware.
She should read the book. Flashheart is very complimentary.
I read the serialization. I did.
Oh.
In the Waterdeep Weekly.
The last person who had read Flashheart's book and was a fan resulted in her being pregnant. So, excuse Fatora for being apprehensive.
Well, the pen is mightier than the sword.
Right. So, okay. So you're gonna hide in here for the rest of the dinner.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you say hide, I say diligently working, creating masterpieces.
And washing up.
Yeah. The washing up has to be done just right.
You might be brilliant at bullshitting everybody else and playing this facade, my darling. But not gonna work with me.
All I'm saying is don't wait up for me tonight. We've got to clean down. It's going to take us a long time to get this kitchen spotless.
Got to prep for tomorrow's rush.
Yeah. Do you know how hard it is to clean up when you've got Kenkus also cleaning up and they're molting?
Yeah, I tend to just avoid the kitchen, I'll be honest. Let the Kenkus do the Kenku shit. They answer to Felix. Felix is in charge of them.
That explains quite a lot.
Fatora's just laughing.
Dragons tomorrow.
Yeah. Will you help us if, like, I think I overheard them talking about we might be going to fight dragons at some point.
I mean, that's a bit hardcore. Obviously, if you're putting yourself in danger, I will come and help.
And with this group, you are aware of the people that I travel with, right?
Look how distant and cold-footed old Giant Axel's getting. Since Fatora got Prego. He's like,
It's like, don't forget we have a wedding to plan, which is coming up soon.
How soon is soon?
About 4 months.
And in hell time next week.
Yeah, I was going to say in hell time next week.
It's the wedding special. Woo! Actually, no, we've got the stag do and the hen night to do before that.
I was going to say my birthday's next month. Imagine if that's what Guy does as your birthday special. Get married.
Yes.
Imagine a stag do. It's like the most sorry. It's us lot flipping Screech. Like, we had to make up numbers, Fatora. We invited Mr. Lizard. Jesus.
Not for his stag do, because you guys have already gone drinking with his crew.
That's true.
Like, that's his stag do. He's inviting all of them.
For your hen do, I mean,
Oh, Victoria's not a hen.
It's basically you and Felix's sister, isn't it? we don't come across that many females that talk to us afterwards because we're so rubbish.
I don't think Victoria would have a hen do. I don't think Victoria would. Yeah.
No.
Maybe a spa day. That's what she does. She just goes and has a spa day. She's like, you know what? You can all fuck off and leave me alone.
Just standing there in like full, you know, like armor dress,
Full
like
plate armor,
sparkly, like full everything with like a balloon shaped like a cock on a like.
Fighting down the pits with a cock on it.
Yeah, to war.
Victoria just basically pisses off Delaxel because she steals his crew for the hen do, and it's like, fuck it, they can go for a second celebration.
Nice.
That's what Victoria's gonna do.
They know how to party, definitely.
Yep.
We know how to
As
party.
I think you did witness in Hell as well.
Yeah. Yes. Victoria had to lesser restoration the party twice because they kept getting drunk.
Yeah. That was in the Hell wagon, wasn't it? The love wagon in Hell. So,
What's the likelihood of me waking up tomorrow with the baby?
yeah, that's very strong. You can have a long rest.
Gary, you might for the hen do, you might have to come off DMing purposes because we like to party.
Yes. Oh man, yeah, definitely doing
Mr.
that.
Lids has brought some friends. They like to party.
Okay. Long rest.
That is definitely happening now. Long rest. Felix, the only thing that remains to be ticked off tonight is you go up to your room, I presume, for a long rest.
Yep.
Okay. You pass on the stairs the magic dustpan and brush, and you go into your room, and all of the crap that they've spent the afternoon and the evening and the night cleaning has just been dumped in your room. They started on the bed, and then like it's quite hard to open your door.
Turns out sourcing off a god ain't a good idea.
But how do I know it's a god and it's not Victoria taking a piss?
Because Victoria told you that she asked Shackle for help and she said she would help.
Yeah, but I haven't heard Shackles urine or nothing. What if she's like?
You mocked the frog.
What if Victoria's got like a Fantasia spell and like the boom bada bada boom bada bada boom.
It is possible.
Till I see a call, I ain't believing shit. So I will go, okay, I'm not going to disturb a pregnant woman, and let's be honest about it, in the morning, they're going to be more worried about a demon-possessed child. So I'm going to get myself a blanket, I'm going to get my bag off the hook by the door with my travelling basket, with my travelling blanket that's been to hell, and I'm going to couch down with a little flask of alcohol and go to sleep.
And I'm gonna.
Well, Jeremiah's room is free.
No, and Flashheart's gonna see this and go, Felix.
Yeah.
Can I snuggle in without?
Little spoon.
Yeah.
It'd have been awkward if he had said big spoon and he's half the size.
No, that's called the backpack with the size
That is
difference.
called a backpack.
Awesome. Cool. We will leave it there for this week. Thank you very much, everybody.
Oh, Victoria's doesn't have a kid yet. God damn.
Maybe next week. Yeah,
Maybe next week.
We'll sort that out. Yeah, it was a cobbled together one shot. I think we did all right. We got there. We ticked off some important stuff as well.
I think so. We went through a lot.
Very good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, folks, for watching. Thank you, as always, to Lost Souls Pizza. Monkey's Emporium. Yeah. Shake Last Game. Fingers crossed. I'm confident we will be back next week. Same time.
Yeah, we're out next week.
Not this dude. It's the only bit of I'm going to see the Mars Volta. I apologise, so I'm not around.
No problem.
Week. Yeah.
Cool. We will be without Flash Art.
I want to watch what Jeremiah's going to do anyway when he
Yeah,
comes
I'm curious to see it. Next week's going to be a Jeremiah special.
As Jeremiah walks in and being like, "You never guessed the week I've had," and it's just like, "I'm giving birth."
And then Jeremiah goes into Flashheart's bedroom, and we see all the stuff
Well,
that's in there.
he'll see the exact same pictures that Flashheart's drawn of Flashheart on the walls. It's not a problem.
Amazing. Cool. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thanks, guys, for coming back and playing. That's really good. We'll keep trying and hitting every Sunday. And yeah, we've got loads to do. Thank you very much. I'm going to slowly move over to the end broadcast button. Awkward wave.
Awkward way.